All right, I think we're live. Hope everybody's having a good day. I hope y'all are doing good. Hello, 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 hello. Let me see.
All right, I think we're
All right, I
live.
heard my
Hope
own
everybody's
voice. All right, I heard my own voice. How's everybody doing? We're gonna be discussing Dragon Ball Super Broly spoilers, as well as stuff after Broly, where the series is going, and of course, uh, all kinds of good stuff here. The next arc. We're gonna talk about the freaking movie. We're gonna talk about, uh, just really the future of Broly. Whatever y'all really want. You know, we're gonna have a little fun tonight, discussing all this stuff. The spoilers have been out for a week now. The Japanese premiere happened in Japan. The private premiere. This is not a public premiere. The movie does not premiere in Japan until December the 14th, which is actually December the 13th here. So in the United States, we're going to be getting the LA exclusive dub premiere on December 13th on a Thursday night, which is actually going to be literally just moments. It's going to start playing for me moments after it plays in Japan. It finishes in Japan. So that's kind of cool. You know, time zones are funny like that. But the movie itself is going to be uh, coming out after that. So some people, I posted the whole schedule that we have so far on Twitter. Some people are going to see it late December. Some are going to see it January. Most of the people in the United States and Canada and the UK are going to see it in January. But spoilers are out from the original, premiere or whatever the case is, the original thing. And we keep getting more and more images that are getting leaked. For example, there was a Bardock image that got leaked as well. I'm doing good, Memo. Thank you. Thank you for your donation. There was a leak of Bardock fighting Frieza. Not fighting him, but during that confrontation. And that got out. By the way, in case you didn't tell, or in case you couldn't tell, from the title and the description of the stream, this is going to have spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled for the movie, God bless you. It's going to be hard because the movie's not coming out for another couple months. So it's going to be tough. I'm not even gonna front on that. It's going to be very, very, very tough. I want to do some clarification about the 1 hour Dragon Ball Super special. I see that John Smith brought it up here in the in this chat here in the live chat. The Dragon Ball Super special that's going to be airing, next month or whatever, is going to be about. It's not going to be a new episode. I don't know. There are some people who actually believe this. I don't know how you can have any semblance of critical thinking skills and actually think they're going to have a new super episode on TV. It's going to be a total behind the scenes thing where they're going to interview the actors about the movie, the cast. They're going to probably show clips of the old Broly stuff. There's nothing new about this. We might get some snippets from the film, but there's no new story in this 1 hour special. It's just going to be purely hype train for the film's release. That's all it's going to be. So thank you, Prince Vegeta, for the kind comments in the chat there. And that's all it's going to be. I'm going to actually put the chat on the screen here in just a second. Hang on one moment. Let me get that thing up. Hold on here. Okay. All right. Chat should be on the screen. Anyways, so, you're asking about when the Japanese one's going to be released. December 14th. I just said that. Like, I just said that. Next month. December 13th, really everywhere else. So, again, we are taking Super Chats. The Super Chats are open for any of your questions. I wanted to quickly discuss a couple things. So, as of right now, the new arc that's beginning in the manga, I get the feeling the arc's going to be, like, it feels, maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like it's going to be like a filler arc. Because whenever you do stuff with the Time Patrol and, like, storylines that aren't really serious with, like, Majin Buu, they don't feel that important. However, that being said, the fact they promoted this new GOAT villain as being, like, the next villain of Dragon Ball, or the next antagonist, we don't know if he's a villain, but the next opponent Goku will face, I feel like that is indicative of the fact that this guy, unless the bait and switch is such a different villain, is actually going to be somebody that Goku will have some kind of challenge against. Now, will he use Ultra Instinct? Will they use Gogeta? I don't know. I couldn't tell you that, but it was implied by Vegeta in the first manga chapter of the new arc that he's going to try and get to a power, to get himself stronger without using Ultra Instinct. So essentially, it's sort of like what he said in the anime where he talks about with Blue Evolution, he wants to kind of do his own thing. So I wonder if this means that Goku will also be getting Blue Evolution, in which case I hope not, because I like the idea of that being an exclusive Vegeta form. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Goku to get every single form, because then it's like, Goku has more forms than Vegeta, pretty much. Because Vegeta doesn't do Super Saiyan 3, at least not officially. So I just feel like him getting Blue Evolution, I don't know. I prefer Ultra Instinct, but I can't say for sure if he's not going to get it. But the GOAT thing is definitely a something kind of serious. But I want to clarify some other things too. I want to real quick tell y'all about. So one of the nasty rumors that's been going around is there's this rumor that Kid Buu is coming back, and they're getting all of this Kid Buu stuff. Excuse me. They're getting all this Kid Buu stuff from the idea that what the Galactic Patrol wants to do is they want to extract the Dai Kaioshin, the Grand Supreme Kai. They want to extract him from Kid Buu, or from Fat Buu, excuse me. And that's not necessarily what they're going to do. They said that the key to figuring out how to stop or how to find this character is through Fat Buu and through the Dai Kaioshin. But they might not necessarily extract him from Buu. They might just communicate with him from within Majin Buu. See what I'm saying? A lot of people are jumping to conclusions saying, oh, well, Majin Buu is going to go back to being Kid Buu again. And that's just not... I don't foresee that being the case. That being said, though, it is possible. The only reason why I don't think that's the case is because we have Oob, who is the reincarnation of Kid Buu. However, it could be possible that if Kid Buu does return and Goku ends up fighting with him again, maybe that's what inspires him to remind him once again of Oob. And that could lead to, it could lead to that being the case. So let's go ahead and get some of these questions here that were being asked. Thank you, Roger from Detroit, Michigan. Alicia Sarahi Rodriguez Zapata. Hope it comes out in Panama. I believe you are getting it. I don't have the dates in front of me right now, but I think you are getting the Latin American dub with that. Demon of Empire. Do you think Caulifla went Super Saiyan as a kid, then blacked out? Could explain how she turns to SSJ so fast, well as Renzo knowing her potential. No, I don't think that, because it was explained in the series that the whole tingly back thing, which I know a lot of people did not like, but I did a whole video explaining it, and people still didn't like it, even though we used actual freaking science to explain it. It's whatever. No, I don't think she went Super Saiyan, but I do think that she had potential as a kid. Because think about it, like, you're talking about how Renzo, her brother, knew that she had potential, but Gohan had potential when he was a kid. When they fought Raditz, and he didn't go Super Saiyan. You don't have to go Super Saiyan to show that you have potential. So I think that's the case. Obviously, she got Super Saiyan faster than Renzo because of her latent potential, but I don't think she became a Super Saiyan as a kid. Although, if they did reveal that, I'd be okay with it. 3 o'clock S. Geekdom, thanks so much for your hard work. Thank you. So I've had a crazy week. This past week has been the most nuttiest week of my life in a very, very, very long time. Xavier Burks, do you have any info on Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 2 DLC? How do I answer this question? Yes and no. Yes, in that it seems very likely. It's been talked about. Things have been said. As far as the content within FighterZ DLC Season 2, I don't know. In other words, if you're asking me like what characters are going to be in it, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I mean, they could put 10 more characters in FighterZ. And I mean, I would like to see I don't want any more Gokus, but I feel like Ultra Instinct should be there, and Jiren, also Gogeta and Broly. Other than that, I would love to see somebody like Pilaf Robot, Master Roshi. I'd be alright with that. Maybe like Baby Vegeta, even though I was told a long time ago there will not be any GT characters in FighterZ. Maybe Rib Brienne. I know people don't like Rib Brienne, but Rib Brienne as a character could be a lot of fun to play as. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know who's going to be in it. I couldn't tell you. Juan Navarro says, first time super chatting. When will Trunks and Goten grow up, and when will Oob appear? I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm not writing the series. Trunks and Goten should have grown up a long time ago, dog. You know that. You know I'm right about that. Oob will appear at the end of Z. Juan Santa Maria, off topic, but I was always curious. Did the heart disease give Goku Zenkais? Is that why his head is so hard, because he hit it when he was a baby? Uh, okay, I'm confused because you're asking two different questions. Goku did not have the heart virus when he was a baby. And that he didn't have Zenkai when he. Oh, okay. I think I understand where you're coming from. You're saying that you think that when Goku hit his head as a baby, he got a Zenkai. That's what you're saying. And the answer to that is probably not. Only because when Toriyama was writing Dragon Ball, and he got to that part where he had to explain why Goku hit his head or what the impact of it was, I don't think he had really come up with Zenkai entirely in his head. He might have had the idea, but I could be wrong. I mean, I don't. He's never really discussed that. That being said, did Goku's heart disease give him a Zenkai? It certainly implied that he got one, based on the fact that when he woke up from the heart virus, and I think it was like Dragon Ball Z episode 140 something, 140, 130 something. It's been so long. And there's that scene where he's in the beach and the water's up and Chi-Chi sees him and he picks her up. And it's a very nice scene, very touching scene. It's implied that he got stronger, but you can also take that scene and interpret it as, and by the way, I love breaking down Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Like when y'all ask me those questions, those are the most fun because Super is okay, but the old stuff is the stuff I love to break down because it was written so much more meticulously. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The heart disease may have, when Goku was in the coma, that's when he started thinking about surpassing Super Saiyan, going beyond what he had already known, which is what would lead to them discovering the grade forms and of course SS2. So you could interpret that scene either way, honestly. I interpreted it as, no, he did not get a Zenkai. He was just, figuring out more about himself and about Super Saiyan transformations, but at the same time, if one wants to tell me, oh no, he did get one, I'm not going to argue it because he may have. Julian Matthews. Hey, Geekdom, do you think the fact that Evolution Blue and Blue Kaioken and Master UI don't appear in the Broly movies is a clear hint the series will return? Yes. And there's people who have been going around saying, oh, that means the manga is more canon. And it's like, no, dude. Blue Evolution's in the manga, and so is Ultra Instinct. So what were you talking about? Kaioken is one thing. I get Kaioken not being in the movie, even though I kind of wish that it was. But yes, I think they are holding off on bringing those forms back for future stuff. Shibui Guitar says, now that we have Gogeta, do you think we'll be able to see him again in the future other than Dragon Ball Heroes? I think so, but I also think that they brought back Vegito once. They brought back Gogeta once. I think them doing it again is going to be more fan service. And it would have to be something very, very special. I don't want to see Gogeta for a while. Although, I've been told by several people who have seen the film. And I have not seen the movie, but there are, leaked screenshots out. I already posted them a couple days ago here on the channel. The Gogeta Broly scene is so good. Like, the Gogeta Broly fight is so freaking good that, like, you're going to want to see more Gogeta. You're going to want to see more Dragon Ball fights like that. Because it's not only great choreography and great, like, combat, but it's also, like, literally, they cracked the dimensional fabric, and we rarely see those kind of feats in Dragon Ball. I feel like we should see them more. I'm not really a power scaler, but I do enjoy power scaling for fun. And we don't really see that often. So I think that's going to be visually just absolutely crazy. I mean, I was told today by somebody who worked on the movie, earlier today, right before I started the stream actually, he goes, if you're watching it and you're not stoned, you're going to feel like you're stoned. And if you're watching it stoned, you're going to feel like you're having a heart attack. And I don't think he was being super serious, not literally a heart attack, but it's going to be freaking awesome. I'm going to go up here. Okay. William Torres says, what is the salsa song in your outros called? I honestly don't remember. It's one of those songs that YouTube has in their library, their audio library. So you can always go into that and like comb through it and try to find it. But I don't remember the name of the song, man. I'm sorry. I don't remember what it was called. I put it in there. I just edited it and that was it. I'm allowed to use that music without having to worry about copyright claims and things like that. World of Versus says, isn't DBS a retcon in its existence? What happened to the 10 years of peace? By the way, you love your channel and your content, bro. Absolutely. In fact, when Battle of Gods first came out, it was a retcon. It was retroactive continuity, but also you could say that it was also an interquel, which is, a story that takes place in the middle of another story, during the 10-year time skip. Now, Resurrection F comes out. Fine. Whatever. And then Super starts to continue. Universe 6, Future Trunks arc, Tournament of Power, now Broly, now Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc. It's clear to me that when Bulma tells Goku at the end of Z, in the end of the manga, I haven't seen you in 5 years. We met 5 years ago. Is really because that was actually asked to Herms the other day about what it actually says in the original Japanese text. And Herms said, Goku tells her we met 5 years ago. Yes, that is a retcon. Also, when Toriyama was first writing Dragon Ball, the manga, he didn't think of Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue or any of that shit. None of it was in there. So, yeah, it is a retcon. I mean, and people look at retcons and think it's a bad thing. Retcons aren't always bad. There are good ones and there's bad ones. And I honestly feel like Dragon Ball as a whole, Dragon Ball Z, GT, Super, I feel like typically the retcons in Dragon Ball are better than a lot of other shows' retcons. So, Lee Morris, will you be hosting the UK Command Con? I don't know yet. I think so, but I don't know. I haven't really talked to him about that yet. Fun Sexy! Hello, how are you? I'm stunned that Fun Sexy is here. I wasn't expecting that. I'm just here to talk about Chi-Lai X Broly because I'm shipping trash. Well, first of all, you're not. I don't think you're trash, but you are a shipper. And if you are over the age of 18 and you're watching this stream, look up Fun Sexy DB or Fun Sexy Dragon Ball, and you'll see some very interesting art. And I look forward to seeing more Chi-Lai Broly art from you in the future. Daniel Nakanishi, the fact that the fight is dimension shattering is epic. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. I can't wait to actually see that. We've been reading about it. We saw a couple pictures. I want to actually see it in motion, in fluid motion. Now Toshishida does the animation. Whoa, I'm getting a phone call right now. I'm not a solicitor. I got a phone call live on the air. Anyways, yeah, I can tell it's solicitor, but no, it's going to look great in motion. So anyways, to keep going, he says, they better not come up with something stupid variation of Stardust Breaker Soul Punisher. I kind of wish that Broly went to U6 and hooked up with Kale. Me too, but he's had a different girl right now, and it's Space Bulma, a.k.a. Chi-Lai. So thank you, Daniel, for your generous donation. And they're not going to, okay, people were coming down on me saying, you said the Soul Punisher's not in the movie. And I misspoke. I said that what I meant to say was, Gogeta does not use the Soul Punisher to turn Broly good. That's what I was trying to tell you. That's not what happens in the movie. He's almost about to finish off Broly, and then Broly gets teleported away by the dragon. What I was referring to specifically is the theory. I think Call Me Arj said it, but it could be somebody else. If I got the wrong person, I apologize. That Gogeta was going to use the Stardust Breaker Soul Punisher to turn Broly good, to eliminate his evil like we did with Janemba. And that does not happen in the movie. That does not happen. Ali Pretlow, how do you feel about the latest dub? I have not seen the latest episode, so I could not answer that. I probably should, but I have not seen it. Nick Peltier, I hope I pronounced it right. Interested in watching an arc about Universe 6. Yeah, in fact, I have a video you should check out called Universe 6 After Dragon Ball Super, where I go over a bunch of ideas about what they could do with an arc after Dragon Ball Super. Kat, another person I was not expecting to see here, but it's a pleasure. I literally just stopped by to say hi, support my friend, and watch you share your wisdom with the masses. Well, thank you so much. You didn't have to donate, tell me. You could have DM'd me. You could have just sent me a DM and said that, but I appreciate the $5. I thank you. We're just going to we're chilling tonight. I'm not super, like, in a hype mood. I'm just relaxing, talking about the spoilers, talking about the future of the franchise. And it does have a bright future. And like I said before on these streams, Sunday, today is Sunday. A week after Broly premieres is Jump Festa, and we're going to get some information about what's going to happen in the future then. So I look forward to that. Daniel Nakanishi says, if Cooler is mentioned in the movie, he's not. That was a mistranslation. I don't know why this is still going around. Cooler is not mentioned in the movie. Do you think that means we're getting a remake of the Cooler movie? No, he's not mentioned in the movie. But will they eventually bring Cooler in? Possibly. In fact, I got a video that I'm going to do with Reel to Reel, hopefully soon, where we're going to go over all the different ideas of how they could bring in Cooler and make him interesting. In other words, the idea being that how can Toriyama take the concept of Frieza having an older brother and retcon it to fit with the main timeline of Dragon Ball Super? See what I'm saying? I do want to have a video on that because there's a lot of different ideas and possibilities they can do with Cooler that are unique and interesting. You know, I think that, and now with Frost being out there, don't forget, Frost was brought back at the end of Dragon Ball Super, episode 131. So with Frost being out there, you've got 3 of these bastards out there possibly, and it's a potentially dangerous situation. So we'll be talking about that in a different video because I want to sit down and kind of gather my thoughts. All right, Wes Moketu, since Goku will accept his heritage in this movie, do you think it would make sense for Goku to grow his tail back, maybe to gain new Saiyan power? Well, they did that in GT, and the new Saiyan power that he got by growing his tail back was Super Saiyan 4, and before that, Golden Uzaru. So I don't think it'll happen purely because it is a GT concept. Then again, Toriyama takes concepts that he didn't come up with and retcons them and recreates them, so it's always a possibility, but I do agree that him accepting his heritage is kind of a nice thing, and maybe him having questions about his power as well as his father and his mother I think is interesting, but I prefer that to be more so based on him as a person, not on him trying to get power. See what I'm saying? More so him having curiosities about his family. Because he's never really had those before. To him, his family was Grandpa Gohan, and then became Chi-Chi, and then became Chi-Chi, Gohan, and Goten. That's his family, you know, and then Pan, of course, and everybody else. Meathead says, how should we interpret Broly's power since... I don't know why it keeps... Alright. How should we interpret Broly's power since he doesn't fight Vegeta and Goku in their top forms? Good question. That's a tough one. That is something that I'm going to have to see the film with my own eyes to really interpret. Plus, have some discussions with power scalers. But, you know, I feel like Gogeta Blue is so freaking powerful. And again, remember, I keep saying this, but you can't forget this. Gogeta Blue, this is not comparable to Vegito Blue from the Trunks arc. This is now Gogeta that is a combination of Goku and Vegeta from the Tournament of Power stuff. So this is after battles with Jiren, Toppo, and all those guys, right? Ani Raza. So this is a much, much more powerful fusion. Obviously, if they did Vegito in the movie, it would still be very, very strong. As strong as Gogeta, if not stronger, if you ask me. But Gogeta Blue is insanely powerful. So the question and the debate is going to be, what is more powerful? Ultra Instinct Mastered Goku or Perfected Ultra Instinct Goku or Gogeta? And there are feats in the movie that tell you that Gogeta is more powerful. However, there's also statements in the series that will tell you that Ultra Instinct is more powerful based on how they scale Jiren and Beerus. So, yeah, it's going to be quite the debate in the next few months about what's more powerful. And I look forward to seeing everybody's opinion on that, even though it could get nasty. Let's keep going here. But one thing I will tell you about, to answer your question, Meathead Bro, is Broly gets stronger and stronger and stronger as the film progresses. So, he... theoretically, if the story of Broly continues, he could get astronomically more powerful in the future. Eli Vasquez, what do you think about Piccolo absorbing the 2 other Namekians in the Tournament of Power to obtain their powers and being level with Vegeta and Goku? That would be cool. I don't know if he would be equal to Vegeta and Goku with just that, but they would have to give us a reason as to why he would do it and as to why the Namekians would agree to do it. Because remember, Nail and Piccolo are from the same tribe, and obviously Kami, the Dragon Clan, and Kami and Piccolo were the same person. With those guys, they have no real connection to Piccolo except for them being the same race. So, would it work out? Who would be the dominant one? I would like to see it. It's kind of, you're looking at more of a Gas Carlo type thing from Multiverse, but I'd be alright with it. He says, Jamar says Akira is not racist. Oob is black and has most potential. Okay, first of all, he's not your homeboy, bro. Akira. I don't know why. Toriyama, bro. He's not your boy. Akira Toriyama. I don't like. It's not a big deal, but it's like Akira. Like you're gonna hang out with the guy, but no, I don't think Toriyama's racist. Oob is, as far as Oob being black, Quaman had a video he was gonna do about this, but basically, Quaman traced Oob's heritage to being from like an island, I think somewhere in like the Indian Ocean. So he's definitely dark skinned, but I don't know if he's black in the sense of like, African black, or if he's based on that character. But he definitely is dark skinned. I gotta talk to Quinn about that video because it was a while back when he told that to me. So Matthew Kelly says, which DB CH versus Star Wars CH and Screw Attacks DB? I don't know what that means, dude. CH, like, oh, character. I don't really care about what Screw Attack does, to be honest with you, because they get a lot of their stuff wrong, even though they have been improving lately tremendously. I feel. I'm not sure what you're trying to ask me, bro. I'll be honest with you. I'm confused about the question. I don't even know what Screw Attack's doing right now. Kaiyang Tao, do you think the events of GT are still possible without a massive retcon? I just want GT to be a spin-off and Super to go past the end of Z. No. I mean, they would have to fix everything back to how it was before Super even happened. I don't think the events of GT are remotely possible. I mean, it's not... How can it be possible if the Supreme Kai and Kibito are still fused in GT? Goku does not have God forms at all. Neither does Vegeta. There's no mention of Beerus and Whis. There's no mention of anything in Super. It can't. It cannot fit. GT is the sequel to Dragon Ball Z, the original sequel to Dragon Ball Z, and Super's pretty much, I guess, the modern sequel, interquel. I don't know. But I don't see why GT can't be its own like alternate timeline. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if Beerus never woke up? That could be, GT in a nutshell. When do you think we'll be able to watch the Broly movie on Crunchyroll and online? Never. I don't think it's gonna be on Crunchyroll. I don't foresee that happening. Funimation will probably have it on their website eventually, maybe sometime late next year. I don't see that being on Crunchyroll. It's just not gonna happen. But who knows? Victor Perez, is Grandpa Gohan in the movie? I don't think so, but I'm not sure. I hope y'all have Calamus, Shemel, Castaneda, Goku panel, Kamehameha 2 with the 3 Vegeta panels. Saludos, compadre. Well, we'll have some of those guys. I don't know about all of them. We'll have some. Reese's Pieces, is Jiren stronger than Broly or just a better fighter since Broly was learning how to fight according to Vegeta? Where do you stand? I think Jiren is stronger than Broly, and I think, again, it's what I said earlier about the whole feats versus statements thing. I do think that, but Broly getting stronger and stronger, he could surpass Jiren if he continues to do this. Are you pissed that Beerus doesn't get to fight? No, not really. I'm kind of over that. There's not really a reason for him to fight in this battle anyways. It's a battle between the Saiyans. Whis gets involved for just a momentary few seconds to distract Broly, and Frieza, of course, is tied to them, so, I mean, that makes sense. But as far as Beerus goes, I'm more upset that we haven't seen Beerus at his full power yet, and we haven't seen him get serious. That I'm actually more wanting for them to do. Joe Palumbo, any relation to Chuck? Hope you had a good holiday. If you could give any character a boost to keep up with Goku and Vegeta, who would it be, and will the Broly movie be playing in PA? If by PA you mean Philadelphia or Pennsylvania, yeah, buddy, that's kind of a big state in the U.S. You would think that somewhere in there they'd have the Broly movie. If you mean the Philippines, which I think is PH, not PA, yeah. I don't understand why I wouldn't play in Pennsylvania, bro. That's a Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, You know, those are big cities, and not just those. There's other ones too. Allentown, Pennsylvania. I mean, it's gonna be all over the place. And by the way, that reminds me, they're still showing movie 8. There are still Dragon Ball Z movie 8 showings. Like for example, my movie theater down here is showing it tomorrow at 4. So keep an eye out if you still want to see the old movies in theaters with the remastered video. Keep an eye out for that. You might still be able to see it. Just look for it. But to answer the first question about characters that should get a boost, Gohan seems to be the one that everybody wants, right? Honestly, I prefer Kaba at this point, but Gohan would have to have a good reason to get in there. Broly's going to be the one that really is going to be either as stronger than singular Goku and Vegeta or as strong. LQ family says, how come in the Majin Buu saga, when Vegito let himself get absorbed, we don't see the Grand Kaioshin in any of the pods? How will he return the new arc? Well, it's presumed that he's in a different section of Buu's body, or he's been absorbed into Buu completely. The nutrients that created the Fat Kai were completely absorbed into Buu, and thus he's part of him now. However, the new arc is implying that there might be a way to either get him out or communicate with him. We'll see. I think there's a lot of misdirection going on. I think people are assuming things early, like they always do in Dragon Ball. There's no guarantee that Kid Buu will come back, but it is possible. We'll see. We'll see. But, and I know I say that a lot, but I think that they should have him communicate with him to help them out, and that will probably end up leading to the fight between Goku and that goat guy. Thank you, Justin Wilkerson. DK Frost says, I feel like the events of Super are crammed together from BOG to Broly when it comes to the timeline. I can't wait to surpass End of Z. Yes, I agree with you. An awful lot of stuff happens in that 10-year time skip. And remember, they told us for years that nothing happens during the 10-year time skip, but an awful lot of stuff happens in the 10-year time skip. And yeah, I also feel like it's very, very crammed. Obviously, a lot of the stuff happened off-world. Universe 6 tournament was not on Earth. Trunks' arc was in the future. You know, except for the one Goku Black fight early in the arc. And Tournament of Power was in the World of Void. So a lot of the stuff is not really on Earth. So in some ways, Earth was in peace, except for Frieza and technically Beerus, even though he wasn't going to do anything if he had fought Goku or not fought Goku. But it definitely is crammed, for sure. That's why I do hope they go past the End of Z. Logan Thompson says, is the Grand Supreme Kai still part of Majin Buu? I believe so. But we don't know if he's been fully assimilated inside of him or if he's still in there in a pod. If yes, if he gets extracted from Majin Buu in the manga, could Buu become evil again? Thank you. That's basically asking about the Kid Buu thing. But that's a very good point. Will Buu become evil again if he loses the Grand Supreme Kai? I think the answer is no. Because remember, even though the Grand Supreme Kai was the reason as to why Majin Buu became kind of an immature kind of little kid, it was Majin Buu's choice through the friendship of Mr. Satan that made him that way, where he realized that he was in the wrong. So it is one of those things where, you know, I think that Buu is Buu now, and that's just the way it's going to be. Organic Mechanic says, no question, just showing my support. Keep up the good work and the great Dragon Ball content. Thank you. I got a big video coming out tomorrow. Massive, massive video that's scheduled to come out tomorrow. And that is the truth about Dragon Ball Kai. That is coming tomorrow. And yeah, that's going to be a biggie. That's going to be a biggie. That's like a 30-minute documentary, dog, that's coming out tomorrow. It should be tomorrow. I haven't gotten it yet from my editor, but it should be tomorrow. XXA1D4NXX. Hold on. So does Gogeta have a longer fusion time than Vegito? If so, how can Gogeta go blue and not have their fusion cut? But when Vegito goes blue, he goes. He does. I think the way they're going to explain it in the film, I don't think he goes the full 30 minutes in the movie. I don't think that he's going to fight Broly the full 30, but I think that when they go into that alternate dimension, it could be possible that space and time works differently in that dimension, and thus what might be 5 minutes of screen time is actually 30 seconds of real-time combat. You have to remember, in Dragon Ball, things are represented and shown to us from a visual perspective, but not necessarily an accurate time lapse. So if Goku and Vegeta are fighting, or actually a good example of that Tournament of Power. Tournament of Power was, 40 something minutes or whatever, but it was over the stretch of a year-long arc. You know what I'm saying? So things happen to where time goes really, really slowly, or so it seems, but actually the characters are going really, really fast. So that's how that goes. Super Flame says, will Ultra Instinct be in the movie if Gogeta fails? So, like I said before, spoilers have been out for the movie already. You can read all that already. Like, I've already covered that. I've done several videos last week where I go over the entire plot of the film. And no, there's no Ultra Instinct. Gogeta does not fail. That's already been out, dude. That's like, you're late on that one. Now, if you obviously, with finals coming up, people are busy. I'm not condemning you for not knowing. I'm just saying that this stream is more so for people who already read the spoilers and they want to know more and about the future versus, like the actual content. We've already covered that. You know what I'm saying? So Brandon Ari says, wasn't the whole Kid Buu absorbing the Kais to turn into Fat Buu filler? Not yes and no. The scenes that you see in the anime, I believe it was Dragon Ball Z episode 177 or 179. It's been a very long time, but I'm pretty good at figuring out numbers based on that. You see like Kid Buu absorbing these characters. When you see it happen, yes, that's filler, but it happened. Just because the manga doesn't show everything does not mean it didn't happen. The anime expounded upon that by showing it happen in more detail. But in the manga, it happened. It was talked about. It was discussed in the manga. It was shown in the manga. But it wasn't like a full scene like how it was in the anime. Thank you, Ash. Michael Harrison, hey, Geetham, why didn't Trunks get other Dragon Balls to resurrect everyone in the future after he killed Frieza? Because the Dragon Balls from the present aren't going to work in the future. Amazing 1985, when Cell return? I don't want Cell to come back, bro. I've talked about that I don't know how many times. Do you think that I don't want him to come back? I mean, but if they're gonna do like a Gohan Cell rematch, I could see them trying to make money off of that because everybody wants Gohan to come back and Cell, and they could do like adult Mystic Gohan against like Golden Cell, which sounds like such a crappy Dragon Ball Hero storyline. But I mean, there's money to be made on that, so they could do it. But I don't see it happening. I don't want them to bring back any more characters, bro. I'm done with that. Juan Delgado says, do you think the power scale is at a point where it's no longer a multiplier but incremental power-ups, includes Kaioken times 10 infusions? Well, unfortunately, as far as... Alright, so Ultra Instinct is very different because it gives you like a boost on everything. But Kaioken and fusions, I mean, you're right. Like, there are certain alternate kinds of power-ups that they use versus just multipliers, but I feel like the concept of multipliers is something that went away with Z and with the guidebooks. I don't think Dragon Ball Super has actual multipliers. Now, obviously, we know for a fact there's no official multiplier because they haven't revealed it yet, but that being said, it's possible that it definitely is the case, that's going to be a situation. Do you think it would be cool seeing Goku having to save a country from a huge tidal wave, like from the movies Deep Impact, or saving the Earth from a black hole if they had a good budget for graphics? Dog, a good budget for graphics. Wait till you see the movie, dude. The stuff they do in this movie is so beyond a tidal wave and a black hole. Like... if it's gonna be in a movie, that's a piece of cake. That is a piece of cake. As far as Goku saving like a country from a tidal wave, he would probably be too busy fighting for him to do that. That's more of a Superman type thing, but you could always have the side characters do that. I mean, that's just something that they would kind of throw in for just effect. As far as a black hole, I guess that would be kind of cool. I would like to see that. It'd be interesting. Matthew Kelly says, why people hated English Ling saw in the top 10s. I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I don't know what that means. Why do people hate the English language? Are you saying the English dub? If that's what you're talking about, because inaccurate dub, and it's got a lot of problems. But I don't understand the question. Excellier E. What if Frieza was to make a spawn for the sake of having a backup to beat Goku and Vegeta, like his own version of Broly? Would it be a cool way to redo Cooler, I think? If you didn't make a spawn, it would have to be Kuriza. You know, I've already done a video on Kuriza. Frieza's son, Kuriza. Check that out. I think if Frieza goes out to find Cooler, if Cooler's still alive, if they do like a 6-man tag, like think about this 6-man tag action, right? They power up, they train. Frieza, Frost, and Cooler against Goku, Vegeta, Broly. That'd be kind of cool. Have we ever seen a 6-man tag? No, we've seen 3-on-2. Goku, Vegeta, Trunks against Goku, Black, and Zamasu, but we've never really seen a 6-man tag. So, yeah. That'd be awesome. Xavier Burke says, last question, why does Frieza want to be taller? He wants to be taller in his final form. And why? Because he's very vain about the way he looks. It's very similar to Bulma wanting to be younger. You know what I'm saying? Hey Hayes, which one would you rather see? Majin Vegeta return as an ally team technique with Buu to boost SSGSS, or Oob possessing a Kid Buu transformation? Honestly, I don't think I want either one. I don't like either idea, dude. No, with all due respect, I don't want, like, Majin Vegeta coming back would make Maria happy, and that's always a good thing that when she's happy. But SSGSS and like, okay, like he's talking about Majin. He's saying a Majin Vegeta blue. I don't know, like Vegeta would probably find other ways to get stronger. And then Oob getting a Kid Buu transformation. He's not Buu, he's just a reincarnation. He's a human being, but he has Buu's power and you know, I guess potential. But he's not like an actual Majin. He's a human being. What do you think about the humans and hybrid humans like Gohan or even androids in DBS being able to achieve a new transformation or God form? I think that I don't like androids getting transformations, bro. I don't like that. Gohan, I don't see why. You don't have to be a pure-blooded Saiyan to get a God transformation. I don't know where that started. I don't know who started that BS rumor, but you don't have to be. In fact, in Dragon Ball Heroes, every race has a God form now. So, yeah. That's just how it is. Ash Short says, playing fighters when Piccolo defeats Broly. Piccolo responds when winning is so Broly's from Universe 6. What's your thoughts on that? Or your book from Universe 6. I think that's just supposed to be like a... it's supposed to be like just a little, like, wink. I wouldn't read too much into that. Flying Kai, are you going to the U.S. premiere? If so, what are you most excited for? Yes, I am going to the U.S. premiere. I'm excited to see the movie and meet a bunch of my friends there. Meathead says, wouldn't it have made more sense for Future Trunks to go to Universe 6's Earth instead of another alternate future? Thanks for answering my last question. Yes, it would have. And actually, it would have made more sense if Trunks would have stayed in the present and just lived away somewhere, like not at Capsule Corp, with Mai, happily ever after, with his mom back. But he wanted to go back to the future with the mom that he recognized, which is a different person than the present Bulma. But it's just weird that they're doing that whole timeline thing with like another Trunks. It's weird. I never liked that ending to this day. Daniel Nakanishi writes, if a Saiyan had a baby with an android like Android 18, would the baby have infinite energy and the SSJ forms? That's a great question, and the answer is no, because infinite energy is something that's purely given to Jinzo Ningen, Junarago, and Juhachigo. God, I'm a weeb. 17 and 18. It's given to them because they are enhanced humans. You can't... The only way that would work is if the child were to be enhanced. See what I'm saying? They would have to enhance the child versus it's not hereditary. The android powers are not hereditary, like the Saiyans, for example. When do you think the sub will be released online? Of the Broly movie? May, June. It ain't coming out for a while, bro, especially not legally. And I'm not going to talk about pirating on the stream because that's not... It's not ethical. It's not something that I... talk about or advocate. So, officially, probably not till May or June. Pretty Gordo, if and when DB returns, do you think they'll expand upon Frost exacting revenge? You mean extracting revenge? Maybe it is. No, I think you're right. I think it's exacting revenge on Frieza for his humiliation in terms of power. I would love it if they had a storyline where Frost was trying to get revenge. In fact, hold on if I'm a little further away here. I'm just moving around. So, in fact... I talked about it, I think, in a video I did. I think it was that same Universe 6 in Dragon Ball Super, after Dragon Ball Super video, where I discussed the idea of Frost trying to come back and get revenge. I would be perfectly fine with that, and that would be great. I think it would be a cool storyline to have Frost Empire against Frieza's Empire. I think that'd be awesome. DH Animations, would you ever want Piccolo to be around the same strength as Goku and Vegeta like the old times? Somebody asked me that earlier. You know, they were like, what if Piccolo absorbed, you know, the Universe 6 and the Mechians? Like, would that make him, like, that strong? And the answer is, I certainly would be all right with it if they figured out some way to make Piccolo relevant, because he hasn't done anything other than a few small things here and there. So I think I would be all right with it. I personally would be fine with that if they did that. So, all right. Bald Expert says, Potara Fusion is a power level multiplied by a B power level, right? What's the Fusion Dance multiplier? If it's an addition, Gogeta Blue can't defeat Broly. Have you heard about Saiyan Beyond God form? Well, here's the problem. Number one, Gogeta Blue does beat Broly. So, that's it. There's no arguing that. It happens in the movie. So, but what you're talking about is if it's an addition. I don't think it is. I think they're both the same multiplier. But in the Daizenshus, they never stated what the Finger Fusion multiplier was, just the Potara Fusion multiplier. And I also, from day one, have always thought that that A times B is a BS multiplier. I don't believe that. And it says, have you heard about the Saiyan Beyond God form? Yes, absolutely. In fact, I have a video series coming out soon about stuff like that. But the Saiyan Beyond God form has not been discussed for quite some time. And basically, it's the form that Goku and Vegeta use in Resurrection F. And actually, after that, where it's basically a powered-up base form with God Ki. Like, the reason why Goku was able to fight one-on-one with Frieza in his final form, in his base, even after Frieza got that great power-up, was because of the fact that he had Saiyan Beyond God, where he calls upon God Ki when he fights, without transforming. Then there's Super Saiyan God, and then there's Super Saiyan Blue, and so on and so forth. It's kind of confusing because they kept changing their minds about what they wanted to do and how they explained it. Because it's almost implied in Battle of the Gods that Super Saiyan Yellow absorbed the God Ki. And base form did. So that could be like an early version of Saiyan Beyond God, right? But then we have the introduction of Blue, and then they brought Red back. And it was like, okay, well, Red wasn't just temporary. Vegeta and Goku use Red. But I'll do a whole video series on that soon. Diamante Carter says, hey, Geetum, do you think Frieza is still considered a threat, even or after the movie can easily be dealt with? I think Goku and Vegeta can deal with him, but he's Frieza. He's going to try and scheme some stuff. Yeah, you never know. Matthew Kelly, do top 10 worst JP cast choices in the DB series. I'm not a good person to do that because I'm not Japanese. I don't have anything against any of the Japanese cast. I'm not doing that video, bro, because it's also a negative video. Like, if we're going to do, like, top 10 worst, like, episodes, like, that's fine, but, like, talking about actors and things like that, I mean, I like all the voices, dude. I have no issue with any of the Japanese voices, so what would be the top 10? Like, I like the Japanese voices, you know what I mean? That's like saying, Geekdom, what is your top 10 worst pieces of steak? Like, I'm sure I could probably figure out one if I think about it, but I really like steak. You know what I mean? So, it's just not a video that I could really comfortably do. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be fun for me. You know, honestly. Is it be possible that the goat creature is Beer's strongest foe he talked about in... I don't understand why are people not understanding? Alright. I'm sorry, it's just that I get irritated at this question because it's in the movie. And I don't know if people just turn the movie off or... He's asking if the goat creature is Beerus' strongest foe he talked about in the Battle of Gods when he said Goku was second strongest he fought. Right after he says that, Goku says, so you mean the strongest is, and Beerus says that Whis is his master. He's talking about Whis. They show Whis knocking out Beerus. It's in the movie, dude. It's right after that. Like, I don't understand if people just stop the movie or what. Like, it's right, literally, when Beerus says, you're the second strongest person I fought. this guy right here is not just my attendant, he's also my teacher. And then Goku says, so you mean the strongest is... It's Whis! It's right there in the movie! Why are all these theories out about it being somebody else? It's in the damn movie. So I don't know if y'all are just not watching the movie or reading some bullshit on Facebook or Instagram, you know, and just forgetting. Because it's right. It's literally the next line. That's weird to me. Adam Rango says, WWE question. Oh, this is different. Well, actually, let me answer Julius Thomas first. Thoughts on the exploring of Vegeta and Goku finding out Beerus was the one that ordered Frieza to start playing Vegeta? That'll really be something. I mean, I have no answer to that because until it happens, I don't know. I thought we might get something like that in this movie, and we didn't get it. So I don't know if Vegeta even cares anymore, to be honest. Okay, now, let me get back to this WWE question. 6-man tag elimination match. Teams are Cena, Stone Cold, Bret Hart, Chris Benoit, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker. Okay, first of all, a 6-man tag is 6 people. You're naming like 12 people. So I guess you mean a 12-man tag. But I think you probably meant to say 6-man per team, right? So, Bret Hart. Okay, so John Cena, Stone Cold, Bret Hart, Chris Benoit. Why'd you bring his name up, bro? Lesnar, Undertaker versus Randy Orton, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Hulk Hogan, Goldberg, all in prime. I mean, that's... Here's the thing about wrestling questions like this, bro. Wrestling is scripted. It's whoever they want to win. It could be anybody because wrestling's an even playing field. I don't really know how to answer that because, yeah, it's. Would I have to see that match? I mean, I think most of those guys are over the hill. But you said in their prime. Yes, that would be a great match if it was in their prime. I agree with that. Yo, Geekdom, do you think Gogeta Soul Punisher is changed into like a new variant of Kamehameha? Well, he definitely does a Kamehameha. That's what I was told from several people. And that's how he's about to finish off Broly. Maybe he does take the little ball and kind of convert it. I really couldn't tell you. I mean, that is a possibility that he does that. But, you know, either way, this idea of them using the Soul Punisher to make Broly good, it's just not... it's not a thing in the movie. So, thank you, Nick Legend Hunter, for your generous donation. It means a lot to me. All right, we're going to call it a night here. Thanks so much, guys, for being here on the stream. I really appreciate the time you spent with me tonight. I wasn't going to be on for too long. I was just going to chill with y'all for a few minutes and just kind of... Wait, we got one more super chat here. Let me answer it. Bald Expert, do you think Tori will slowly implement all DBZ movie villains in the DBS canon like Bojack Cooler? Will there be a new form between SSB and UI? The form between SSB and UI is Blue Evolution, and as far as implementing all the villains, I don't think we're going to get all of them, but we're going to get some of them, so... Maybe. I think Bojack to me would be kind of boring. Cooler I think would be cool. But you can always come up with a better story. I mean, it's hard to say. But that being said, yeah. He's more open to doing it. So maybe we will get it. And that's all I can say about that. Thanks again. Hope you have a good one. Bluebird's asking, is base Gogeta stronger than Blue? You know what? Watch the movie and you'll figure that one out. Because that's... Come on, dog. Come on. Anyways, y'all are wacky. I love you guys so very much. I'm out, and I'll talk to you very soon.